I'm the Who Guy and welcome back to another Doctor Who episode review. Yes, season 2 of Doctor Who is underway and we are reviewing the second episode of the season, Lux. If you don't know how I do my reviews, what I do is categorise them in bad and good, and then I just give you my overall opinion and a rating at the end. If you haven't watched the episode, of course this is going to contain spoilers, so make sure you do watch that episode first. And if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below and smash that like button if you enjoyed the latest episode. Let's get into the review. Starting off with the good things that I liked about this episode, and I've got to say, a lot. I absolutely loved this episode. I'm not going to lie. One of, or close to being Ncuti's best episode yet. One of the reasons it's so good is I absolutely love the character Mr. Ring-a-Ding. His design is just unique to Doctor Who. We've never ever had a villain quite like this. So something unique, that's a tick in the box. Something that is relating to old Doctor Who villains, the gods, that's another tick. I loved how they interworked that, and the Toymaker and Maestro and the whole Harbinger thing, that was worked really well, and I wasn't really expecting it, which was one of the best things. And I thought Alan Cumming was fantastic, the voice acting in that was fantastic, but the animation, he just looked glorious, especially when the sun was giving him extra power. The change in animation to 3D and then into this kind of whole model was pretty cool to see. But overall, Ring-a-Ding, what a character. I don't think he'll ever come back again just because the ending kind of sorted that. But I would love a figure character options because that would definitely be a unique one.
How about? No.
I don't think we'll ever get it though. Great new villain to go in the history books of Doctor Who. This one has to be one of the best villains we've seen in Doctor Who for quite a while. He was scary, he had motives of what he was doing. It was just a great episode. And Mr. Ring-a-Ding was the top of the list. Why this episode succeeded in my eyes. I think the Doctor and Belinda kind of took a step back in this episode. I don't mean that in a bad way. I just think Ring-a-Ding, they put a lot of emphasis on him, and so they should. And I thought the Doctor and Belinda, it didn't really add to any of their story arcs that much. We got the whole Gallifrey Last of the Time Lords thing, which is a bit annoying because we've had that with Russell before. But of course it is true again now. Thanks, Chibnall. But I think both of them were solid, but there's not too much I can add about them too. I think they just did a good job. And I loved it when those two were stuck in the cartoon and the way they had to get out. They were trying to pull the film down. They were trying to push the screen out. Just some really cool concepts used in this episode. We've of course got loads more adding to that series arc. We got Mrs. Flood at the end, of course. She is going to be appearing in every episode. Again, didn't really have too much to do, but looks like she's hinting at the end of the Doctor himself. And could that link into maybe the show cancellation, saying that the Doctor is ending? Does that mean Doctor Who's ending? Who knows? I don't, but someone does at the BBC. And it looks like the Doctor's having a bit of trouble with getting Belinda home, and it looks like they're going to stop off at other planets first and then try and return her home. And that TARDIS scene, very much like the Devil Cord one with the Doctor and Ruby, that was pretty cool, and I loved how the TARDIS doors opened, actually. Such a unique episode. The animation part we knew was coming, but that was really cool. You can really see the budget increase in this episode. This one feels like a higher standard Doctor Who episode than we've had previously. So that Disney budget in use, the CGI was fantastic, the effects, even Murray Gold's music was really good in this, I thought. I think as of late it's kind of been lost, but in this one I think his music was just on point. Mr. Ring-a-Ding's music, we had the Doctor's theme hidden in some of the parts. Just a really, really good episode for audio lovers as well. Set designs, like with the cinema, that was fantastic. The diner scene was a bit weird. Don't think we really needed that. But again, it's given that American feel. To be honest, if all episodes this season are going to be as good as the first two, I am very excited to see what Russell is cooking.
Someone cooking.
And it looks like the gods are back in these episodes, so that's pretty cool to see them return. It looks like maybe Mrs. Flood could have something to do with that. I'm not too sure yet. I guess we're going to find out in the series finale. I don't mind the god aspect to Doctor Who. We've obviously had it with the Toymaker, Maestro, Harbinger, and of course Sutekh, and now of course Ring-a-Ding. I think without the Daleks, without the Cyberman, without the Master, this is Ncuti's era. It's going to be all gods. I don't actually mind that. I would, of course, love to see the Daleks back, the Master back, the Cybermen back. But going a new route for Doctor Who, I'm not too mad at. I'm not against gods being in Doctor Who. I think it's quite a cool concept. And if worked well, like in this episode, you know, I'm here for more. Come on, Trickster. Now, let's talk about that one scene. Well, there was two scenes. The Doctor Who fan scenes, I'm going to call it. Wow. I wasn't sure when I was watching it how I should feel about it, and I've got differences. We'll get into that into the bad section, but the positive, I thought it was done overall quite well. It kind of broke the fourth wall, fifth wall, whatever wall. It was just mind-blowing. You could see Blu-ray box sets of Doctor Who in the background and DVDs. There was magazines. They had mugs. They had meat shirts. Like, the lot, they were talking about Doctor Who episodes. It just felt like something that wasn't real, kind of like a sketch from like a Red Nose Day Children in Need special. But it was in a main episode, and I do like that they kind of wiped it away at the end as if, yeah, no, that was fake. But it was quite cool for the fans to see. So I did actually quite enjoy that bit. Although confusing, I think they are going to leave that now. I think that's just a thing that Ring-a-Ding was putting up. So I don't think it's actually going to have much ramifications in the series, but I just really liked the scene. It was really different. And this whole episode was quite different, to be honest, with the animation, with the fourth wall breaks, just everything was really well done. And I think this one is much better than that season 1, episode 2, The Devil's Chord. Similar with the music, similar with the different tone in episode, but this one was executed by far. I much prefer Ring-a-Ding to Maestro. Now we get into the bad section of the episode, and there wasn't too much because I did really enjoy this episode. If there was one or two things I would nitpick on, again going back to that scene with the Doctor Who fans, I didn't like the way they were characterised in the sense that they were annoying. I think, yeah, Doctor Who fans, some of them can be annoying, me included, but giving fan service with that part, but you're also degrading the fans in my eyes, just... I don't know, I felt a bit strange about it. It's not going to keep me up at night. It was just something that felt a little bit off during that scene. Of course, we got the quick ending again where he just floated away. There wasn't much planning with that. It just seemed to happen again quite rushed, which is unfortunate, but I think the episode as a whole was just so good. I didn't really care for it ending very quickly. The only other thing I would say was a bit off in this episode was the Doctor at the start of the episode. The whole Velma... and in the TARDIS, he just felt not like the Doctor to me. I don't know whether that's just me personally, and this is Ncuti's take on the Doctor. But if you've ever watched Sex Education, Eric was shining in this, especially the start in this episode. What it was, I just couldn't get Eric out of my mind for the start of this episode. I don't know if this is just me, and obviously Eric is played by Ncuti Gatwa as well, but it more felt like Eric than the Doctor, if you know what I mean. But that's it for the bad. Overall, I absolutely love this episode. It's got to be one of my favourite Ncuti episodes yet, if not the best. Overall, reviewers were bigging it up online, and yeah, they're right. This episode was stunning. Tell me, guys, in the comments below what you thought. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 just because of those little nitpicks, but really, really good episode of Doctor Who, and I hope this continues throughout the end of the season. Smash that like button and subscribe for more Doctor Who reviews. If I had to describe this episode in 3 words, it would be unique, expensive, and laughter. So thank you so much for watching. I've been the Who Guy, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!
It's animated by energy.